Once again, show your appreciation for Amy Hawthorne. If you have just wandered past, by the way, you're sitting enjoying the sun, you wonder what's going on, we're remembering and commemorating 40 years since the Falklands War. We're delighted to have many veterans with us today, and if I can ask to step forward now, Bob Duncan and some of his mates from the Royal Navy ship HMS Plymouth. Forward you come, guys. It's a great chance. There was a parade along the George Street earlier on, which you can watch on the Poppy Scotland Facebook page and also Legion Scotland as well. There was 4 of you a couple of minutes ago. You disappeared into the beer tent and only 2 come out. What were the chances of that? Anyway, we'll start chatting with you. Now, Bob, your Falklands story is... let's bring the guys in. Right. So you were all on Plymouth. And you're still mates all these years on, 40 years on. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Ronnie Shepherd.
You have to think about that for a minute there. You got aliases or what?
I was going to say something else, I'd be cheeky, but I thought, change my mind.
And you're just going to say, no, I don't want it.
Bob Brownton, I was the weapons armourer on HMS Plymouth.
John Bain, I was the writer on board HMS Plymouth. Bo Eady was he was Sonar on HMS Plymouth.
So you all served on Plymouth to the end. Apart from you, Bob, you got Casevac'd off, I believe.
Yeah, I did. After explaining what's the Casevac. I got wounded on the 8th of June and I was Casevac'd off, and now the lads call me half a trip because I came off 6 days before the end.
So events like this are about getting together, reunions. I mean, typically, how often would you see each other?
Probably once a year.
Is that enough normally?
Usually, we have met up a couple of times recently because of the anniversary, but usually once a year.
And what's it like when you get back together? I'm guessing you just pick up straight from where you were.
Aye, it's like we start a conversation that we finished off a year ago, and it's like just like yesterday, yeah, so.
That's kind of like me trying to get a word in with my wife. I'm trying to remember what I was speaking, and then she butts in, and then by the time she's finished. But it's a great chance to get together and meet others that went through the same as yourselves.
Absolutely, and to understand what other people did go through, not just the Navy, the Army, other guys involved.
And Plymouth's story is one that needs to be remembered.
Absolutely. Ourselves and HMS Yarmouth, of whom there are many representatives here today, we did our bit. We were the workhorses of the fleet, and if you speak to some of the merchant marine, one of our tasks in San Carlos in particular was to provide guard facilities around about the merchant ships, because they were a bigger target than we were. But fortunately for the merchant ships and the people who were on them, the Argentinians decided not to target them particularly.
When you look back, does it feel like 40 years?
Nah, it seems like yesterday, honestly. I remember everything like it was yesterday, aye. Can't be 40 years, I'm only 40 now.
There we go.
So we know who's got the best imagination in the group.
He's taking that too far.
Finally, events like this, how important are they?
They're absolutely crucial. We're finding now that the dreaded PTSD is something that is pervading society in many different aspects, and some of our guys are suffering with it as well.
I said finally, I've got one more question. Your scarves, South Atlantic medal colours, there's a bit of a story behind these.
The story behind it is a lot of the veterans that are wearing them here will know that a young girl called Rachel Simmons, who was 10 at the time of the Falklands War 1982, decided as a grown-up that she wanted to say thank you in some way to the people who liberated her and her family and islands. And she sourced wool in the colours of the South Atlantic Medal ribbon, crocheted a few scarves, and before I think any of us realised exactly what was going on, the whole thing just grew arms and legs, and the items that are made now in these colours range from scarves to beanie hats to teddy bears with scarves on and friendship bracelets and da-da-da-da-da. And they are going as far as America, Canada and Australia.
When you think about that, that must be quite emotional.
Just a little bit.
And anyone that served down there are entitled to have one of these scarves, or whatever else they fancy in the colours. And if you get in touch with them on there, they will just send them to you, which is quite amazing.
Well, so is your service. Gentlemen, thank you very much. And can we give them a big round of applause? Veterans from HMS Plymouth. Thank you.